you decide to begin your fitness journey, there is one crucial decision that you will have to make, and that one decision is whether you will train with calisthenics or with the gym. Both ways can help you build an incredible physique and gain an insane amount of strength, but they're still very different from each other. By the end of this video, I will break down all their differences, advantages and disadvantages so you can figure out which one fits you the best. And make sure to stick to the end because there is one factor that you would never have heard of. Both ways are fantastic ways to train, and neither one of them is objectively better than the other one. The better choice depends entirely on what your goals are and what you want to achieve. So without further ado, let's get right on with it. Let's start with time management. Now, for majority of people, calisthenics takes the win because you don't even really have to go anywhere. Because for a worst case scenario, you could simply just do a quick mini workout in your living room and just simply be done for the day. Whereas if you were to go to the gym, you would maybe have to spend a while to get there and maybe even get stuck in traffic. But of course, if you have all the time in the world, the gym is still a more than a valid choice for you. But it also does have to do a little bit with preference, because if you want to train calisthenics and you still want to be around people, you would have to go to a calisthenics park. And as for a gym guy, you would anyways have to be at the actual gym, so it doesn't change anything for you. Now let's talk money. Which one is most cost effective? If we lean towards the gym side, you would have to pay for a monthly gym subscription depending on the country you live in for what the price will be and for the actual quality of the gym. And in the future, you might even buy some equipment, which for the most part will be a one-time purchase. And you might also get some supplements like pre-workouts and protein shakes. And that pretty much sums up the gym side. You simply just have your membership, equipment and supplements. But now let's look over at the calisthenics side, where things just get a bit more interesting. There are 4 types of calisthenics, but I will mention only 2 of them because they are the most common. We have the regular bodyweight calisthenics and the more advanced calisthenics. What is the difference? Well, for the bodyweight calisthenics is mainly that one guy that you usually see just doing his push-ups, pull-ups, dips, and maybe even some pike push-ups. So it's basically just pretty much to stay fit. Whereas advanced calisthenics, it's the guy who usually buys a lot more equipment so he can do a lot more different variations of exercises and skills, like the full planche, front lever, muscle up, maybe even muscle up on rings. So you definitely need a lot more equipment. So for the beginner side of calisthenics, for the just body weight, you literally don't need anything. You can either be at a park, which pretty much has everything that you might need, or if you are at home, you would at maximum need just a pull-up bar to hang on your door and maybe some parts. Whereas in the advanced side of calisthenics, you would need a lot more equipment like parallels, dip bars, a pull-up bar, maybe even some accessories like the hand wrists, the armbands, and maybe even chalk. So as you can tell, the advanced side of calisthenics can be a lot more costly, but the thing is, everything that you will buy will be a one-time purchase, and to reach that level where you need that kind of equipment, you will need to be in the sport for at least 1.5 up to even 2 years. So I believe it's only fair that we give both the gym and calisthenics 1 point for this category. A thing that people don't always seem to consider is the type of body that they want. Because I mean, yes, everyone wants to be strong and muscular, but what does strong and muscular actually mean? Because let's take these 2 physiques for example. They can both be described as strong and muscular, but they're completely different from each other. One person looks a lot leaner and generally smaller than the other one, which relatively it's a lot more common for calisthenics athletes, because their goal is not to look huge with insane muscles like the type that Larry Wills has, because calisthenics athletes mainly focus on specific movements which allows them to do that kind of stuff without being insanely huge, like full planche, front lever and muscle ups. While the other guy is a lot bulkier and looks a lot bigger than the average person, because his goal is mainly to be a lot heavier, so he can look like he has a lot more muscle and strength, so he can be a lot stronger in specific exercises of the gym, like the bench press, and they prioritize having a lot bigger muscles than calisthenics guys and the average person. So once again, there is no one singular winner, because it all has to do with personal preference, whether you want to feel and look a lot more bulkier and with bigger muscles, or if you want to have a lean and aesthetic physique. So that is one point for both calisthenics and the gym. Now let's move on to a more serious section: injuries. Injuries can happen no matter the sport that you do, so you always obviously have to be careful with what you're doing. But which one of the two is technically more dangerous? A gym has a variety of different equipment and machines that you can use, some more riskier than others. For example, if you were to just use regular weights to do your bicep curls, that would have absolutely no risk whatsoever. But if you were to do something like dumbbell chest press, that will still be more than a valid exercise. But if you were to use more weight than your body can handle, that could be very risky. And that is the main purpose of the gym. If you do certain exercises, and mainly heavier exercises like deadlifts, squats and bench press, you almost 100% of the time need a spotter. But of course, if you're doing such machines where the weight can't fall on top of you like a normal machine chest press, then you should be perfectly fine, but still make sure to warm up so you don't hurt yourself. While as for calisthenics, things are a bit different. Injuries are not so common, but the thing with calisthenics is that wrist pain is a lot more common than with the gym, because with calisthenics you use your wrist for almost everything: push-ups, pull-ups, dips while learning the handstand and all sorts of skills. So they are the main use of calisthenics, so it's very easy to overuse them and sometimes cause pain in them. Just make sure that you don't overuse them to an insane amount. After the wrist pain, the most common is to generally hurt yourself while trying to learn a skill. For example, if you are trying to learn the handstand in your bedroom, please don't, because the risk of you falling the other way around and hitting your leg or any part of your body on your desk, bed, or just onto any object is very high, and the pain can be very high as well, take it from me. So make sure that if you are training a specific skill and you're not just doing push-ups, pull-ups or any bodyweight exercise, make sure that you are in a safe place outside. And the most serious injury that you could get as a calisthenics athlete is when you are at an elite level and you are trying to do some insane skills like a supinated full planche or an iron cross. And if you get to the point where you are an elite calisthenics athlete, don't do skills and don't combine skills that you don't know and you're not so comfortable with, because you can very easily tear your bicep or tricep or just any muscle in your arms mainly. So focus and do what you know that you are comfortable with and stick with that, and then slowly you can learn more difficult things and get into more difficult variations. So calisthenics will have to get the point for this one, because in order to get a very dangerous injury you need to be at a pretty high level, whereas in the gym you can pretty much get any kind of injury if you're not either doing an exercise correctly with the correct technique or without a spotter. Now let's talk about what I believe is one of the most important factors when deciding which side to choose. And this has a lot to do with the influence of professional athletes to the impact of the younger generations. And that is, how many supplements do the athletes use? when you look over to the calisthenics community, you would at most see calisthenics athletes using pre-workouts and maybe protein shakes. I mean never, and I mean absolutely never, the chance of seeing a calisthenics athlete on gear or using steroids is close to zero, because it literally just has no benefit for us, because we have no use for an insane amount of muscle, because our goal is to simply be able to do an insane amount of skills, repetition, and to be able to hold our bodies in specific positions for longer. Well, in the gym community, as you can probably see for yourself, and as you probably know too, there are a lot more influencers like Tony, for example, that promote drugs and steroids or just any kind of supplement or bad supplements to younger generations, which is not good at all, because there are so many dangerous and bad effects that can happen to your body when you take these kinds of supplements. And they just tell you about the best ones, because that way they will try to motivate you and seduce you into using them. But please don't use any kind of supplements, steroids, or any kind of gear. So as you would imagine, calisthenics will also have to take the win for this, so +1 point for the calisthenics. And last but not least, we obviously have achievements. Every kind of sport that you do needs to have some sort of achievement, so that you can look to the future and you can imagine yourself succeeding in more goals. In the gym, your main goal is to obviously get stronger, which means adding more weight to the specific amount of exercises that you're currently doing. So if you add 5 kg, 10 kg to an exercise, that is considered a new goal. So the gym definitely has them. And of course, for the gym you also have your PRs, mainly for your bench press, squats, and deadlifts. And I can tell you that is a great feeling, getting a brand new PR on one of these 3 exercises. And also for the gym, you could also use bulking or cutting as a way of having a goal, because if you look yourself in the mirror and you can see that you have gained or lost weight, that can easily motivate you and can easily be used to self-inspire yourself and continue on with your journey. But for calisthenics, it's a bit more interesting than that. Let's dive into it. You see, for calisthenics athletes, you don't have any gym equipment, so how can you track your goals to see how better you're getting? That is done either by reps or by skills. So it's either if you are an endurance athlete, you're just aiming for a higher amount of reps either on your push-ups or pull-ups, or if you're trying to achieve or unlock a brand new skill or unlock a brand new combo. And the fun thing with calisthenics is that there is an unlimited amount of things that you can do. You learn the handstand, you feel this great feeling of achievement. And the thing is, it takes a long time to learn specific skills. For example, there are skills like the full planche or even the one-arm handstand that can take you years to learn. But the thing is, not many people can do them, so it makes them worth achieving. And the feeling that you get when you unlock some of the skills is unfathomable. So for example, you could go from learning the handstand to practicing for the handstand push-up, which could take an extra 3 to 4 months, depending on your body and how much you've been training and how you've been training. And when you get to the point when you unlock your first handstand push-up, you will get this amazing feeling that you will want to continue and go on to the next exercise and next skill and next goal. So as you can see, both the gym and calisthenics are fantastic ways to exercise your body, both having their own benefits and negatives. The most important thing is that you pick the one that attracts you the most and you feel like you could express yourself better in your way. And keep in mind, there is no wrong choice, you're simply stating what you prefer. If you like this video and the breakdown, make sure to comment down anything that I might have missed or your opinion on something that I've missed or should change. And make sure to like, subscribe, turn that on notifications bell on to not miss any kinds of videos, and I'll see you on the next one.